Good morning. So this morning I put Dewey, Tucker, and Bentley and Daisy, and that's a new thing. They just started going together on Tuesday, and I had kind of been stressing out about putting Dewey back out there with his mom. I wasn't stressing out about him and his little brother. I was more worried about him and his mom, and not because I thought she would be mean to him, but because I thought she would let him nurse. And I was worried that he would, get an opportunity to kind of start nursing on her again, and it would be like, having a potty trained dog and then getting a new puppy and then having your potty trained dog be like, well, if he's allowed to do it. So I was kind of worried that that was what was going to happen. And then when I did put them together, she actually was quite mean to him. She chased him, she squealed at him, she kicked him, she actually made contact, kicked him once. And so then that brings me to the next topic of when I think about putting horses together, there's so many things I consider, you know, like how well, the one horse knows the space. I used to always have an introduction paddock, which was a paddock that neither of them, neither of whatever horses, none of the horses that I was trying to introduce were able to claim ownership of that paddock. Like it's not like stranger danger thing. Like it wasn't an intruder thing. So that way they were all kind of new to it. Sometimes a round pen, although I worry about round pen being not enough space, and then if there is a chase set, whatever horse is being chased is really being chased kind of hard because it's a close area. So I don't always think about doing it in a round pen. I don't know if I ever actually did, but it is like kind of it's an option. But Dewey had been in that paddock where Mom and Tucker are now. So Dewey's very familiar with kind of the dimensions of that paddock. So I figured, let me put him back in there. Now he's been able to play with Tucker over the fence. And that's another thing, like people think, oh, they get along so well over the fence. That does not usually matter. That does not usually matter. Hold on, I got an alarm going on. Hopefully it doesn't. That doesn't usually matter. Often, horses that get along over the fence will be extremely aggressive to each other once they're in each other's space, once they're able to chase each other. They may be, playing halter tag over the fence and it looks all nice and everybody's getting so along, and then you put them together and then there's like this massive fight. Seen it many times, so I can confidently say just because they get along over the fence does not mean they're going to get along when they're, physically together. So anyway, I put Dewey in there, and Mommy set chase. Mommy even kicked him, made contact, kicked him, and then would kind of try to leave him alone, and she was defending her current baby. She wasn't like just outwardly trying to chase him. She was defending her current baby. She thought her current baby was in trouble because they were roughhousing, right? And it's uncomfortable for me to watch, whether it's two adult horses or in this case the baby. It was uncomfortable to watch. It makes you want to go in there and rescue him, because he's running around like, why are you chasing me? What did I do? And because he's also a baby, he's still learning social cues. He's still learning like what would get him chased. He's still learning all the new things. Like when I put him with Logan and Teddy, I wasn't worried about him getting along with Logan and Teddy, but I was worried about how he was going to manage in the dynamics of, a horse owning the gate at the end of the day, like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing, because, they change when it comes to wanting to come in. Like it's not like they're not the same horse when they want to come in. Like, so there's like a gate ownership thing, right? So anyway, I worried about that, and then I finally, bit the bullet there, and I was all happy that they got along good there. I love when you find garbage in your hay, coming into a stall that the horse was in here. Found garbage. Hey. Anyway. So my point is, very long point. I have horses in specific order how I put them outside. And I put Bentley out first, and then Dewey, and then Mom and Baby. And because I do it based on what horses might want to get away from the gate, from whatever horse I'm about to bring out. Like, I always make sure that the lower man is out first, so the lower man can get away from the gate when the upper man, the next horse, comes to the gate. Because an upper man will guard the gate. An upper man will stand there like, yeah, I dare you to try to come in here. And then, the horse that's being asked to go in there is afraid, and that's something people don't take into consideration. He's afraid. And if after you get him in the gate, he blasts through the gate and he acts like he's going to run to the other end of the field, that's not necessarily about you. That's not necessarily about wanting to be rude. That's often a self-preservation because the horse that was out first is mean, owns the gate. So I put Bentley out first because Bentley's passive, easygoing guy, and he doesn't care about anything. He'll just go step off away from the gate and wait. He doesn't need to be first. He doesn't need to be last. So he's just kind of an easy horse to get out there. So there's a horse out there. And then next, because of the new dynamic, is Dewey, because Tucker, even though he's younger, Tucker's all boy. Tucker will come out there and be like, ugh, So I knew if Tucker was out there first and I started to leave Dewey out, Tucker would come crowd the gate, just make it hard. And then Mommy would, come and be like, should I protect you? Am I going to need to protect you? And they would just make it hard at the gate, right? But as uncomfortable as it is when you watch, Dewey get kicked by his mommy the first day I put them together, and watch him get chased, kind of randomly, not really randomly, but kind of randomly. Your heart just kind of breaks, and you want to get in there and you want to just go rescue him. Like, I'm sorry, buddy, I didn't mean to put you in with the mob. But if you can just suck it up. Now, I don't wait. I don't put my horse. I don't do this kind of transition. I don't move horses like this. I don't put horses together and then go out for the day. It's like the only time I'll put horses together is if I'm going to be down in the barn, within 50 feet of where they are, because God forbid, which I have had happen, there is a fight, and it does require a vet. I have had that happen. I did have a horse. One of my horses attacked another horse, and she required, I don't remember how many stitches, the other horse, but a lot of stitches. And had we not still been around, God knows, first of all, those wounds wouldn't have been tended to.